Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt, Magic and More, where we defeated our first ever beholder. But granted, we did do it the long way around. We need to talk about it. It's the After the Show. We did it!
Hello.
We did it!
You did it.
Oh god, that was
Oh my god.
so.
I do
so
enjoy
many
throwing
things. So many
classic
things.
D&D monsters at you.
Yeah.
That was amazing on Monday.
The thing is that we've joked about it so many times that I never actually see it coming.
Yep. Yeah,
You
we
know-
talked about the beholder for like months.
I was just letting the little teasers out, and then I thought, I'm just going to have to reveal it, and I need to do it before the break. So that was it.
I'd honestly, before the break and before we're talking about this, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. I wonder what like creature would be able to do this. And I was thinking, yeah, Beholder's got that disintegrate thing; it just blasts through. That's interesting. And then completely forgot about it and carried on walking through the tunnels. And then one came out, and I didn't even mention it.
I didn't clock it at all until you revealed it, and then during the break I was like, oh shit, of course, like circular tunnels and everything is just really smooth. It's like,
Well, for fear of looking like an absolute fucking mook, I was thinking, "Whoa, this is some really good
He's going to put his tongue back in.
Yeah.
technology that they can just make tunnels like this. This must be some hell of some
Yeah.
dwarven machinery." And then
yeah, it was
I was
awesome.
obviously way off base.
Yeah, that was.
See, I wondered how many people were going to think like purple worm
Yeah, I was thinking worm as well.
or stuff like that.
I was thinking Tremors for a start.
But that's why I also
Yeah, I was
said.
thinking some
That's
stuff.
purple worm, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was also thinking of, okay, my investigate. Well, no, not my investigation check. My check to was this done by axe or was it done by? Because I was like, if it's done by teeth, then I would have thought worm, and just didn't know. So, yeah, that was it. That was crazy. I also really wanted to get in front of it. Me personally, I know that Dargon wouldn't have known this, but I was hoping it was going to come around eventually. Standing in front of it in the cone of anti-magic with my great axe, just going for it because there's no magical effects on that at all whatsoever. Right? And yeah, 15 points of damage I did in that whole thing.
It's tough though, like because the beholder got you with the like restraining ray. and
100%.
From then on,
Yeah. I mean, don't
couldn't
get
do
me wrong. I
anything.
immediately went, okay, well, I do have some distant stuff, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my guiding bolt is never going to hit anyway. With a +5.
I kept messaging Matt, being like, "I'm gonna do this next turn. I'm gonna do this next turn." When I was
One of
charmed.
them was just so funny, and I didn't catch it till like afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, we missed that moment, and it would have been
Yeah.
so funny."
There was
So, yeah. Oh,
so
well.
I was thinking at one point I was like, okay, well, first of all, really lucky that I didn't pact life transference, because that, like,
Yeah.
Well,
that would have
fucking
been
hell,
like, yeah, 5th level life transference is like, just have 70 hit points, like,
Shit. Jesus.
That would have been
it's
so
like
fun.
that.
If I
That
would
would
have
have
been
been crazy.
frightened and my suggestion would have worked because you failed the save, that would have been absolutely
Yes.
epic. And I swear, I pray to the gods, whatever pantheon we're dealing with, that I get to use it one fucking time before we finish this campaign.
You might? I think you might.
But also,
There
if
will
if
be
you hadn't have killed him
opportunities
on
coming
your-
up.
If you hadn't have killed him on your turn, I would have had to have tried to move laterally to get out of the cone of anti-magic, because my hunting bow would have gone down by... So it's +11 to hit. It had gone down to +8.
Yeah, that's a good point. I need to get rid of a standard longsword because I put it in my equipment just so that I would know what Timiel's Wrath was going to do. Because I was like, I need to know what it would do because it doesn't have any benefits at all now. Purely
Yep.
is my strength and proficiency. So I was like, I put that in there knowing what a Beholder does, knowing what I was going to use, and then I didn't have to do it in the end.
Yeah, there was so many things like going through my mind. I was just waiting. I was waiting for one of you to crit because I wanted to use Sentinel on it.
You fucking dick.
I was just
that would have been
waiting
absolutely
for it.
brilliant.
Bothrid's crits
Luckily,
came
I
afterwards.
used
That
all
pissed
mine.
me off.
They did,
I
they
used
did.
all mine before you were charmed, so that was good.
Yeah.
I spat counterspell at the wall as well, didn't I? Absolutely pissed counterspell at the wall. That could have been handy at any point. I could have used it to stop you being charmed.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
magical
it's an
effect again, not a
effect.
spell.
You could have
So
stopped it.
counterspell would not have worked against the rays. You could have counterspelled Kirik.
You could have counterspelled me. Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
You counterspelled healing.
But no,
healing
because
words.
rays are magical effects. They're not spells themselves. So a beholder is an aberration. So they're literally like Cthulhu type creatures. Like they're beyond this world. They come from a whole different world. And yeah, so the things they do they're still considered magical effects, but they are otherworldly effects, really.
I suppose it's the same as
I
you
was-
can't counterspell a magical sword, and it is a magical item, so it's just a magical creature. That's the difference
Yeah,
between
yeah.
something casting
I
a
was
spell.
thinking of loads of strategies to try and fuck Kirik off. Because I got rid of sleep ages ago, but I was like, if I attacked a beholder and then used a bonus action to put unsettling words on Kirik, and then I can do my spell the next time round, and he'll have to detract the D8 from the saving throw. But then I read it and I was like, until the start of your next turn, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I can't even use unsettling words myself because it'll go by the time I come round to do it. And then I was like,
There
nobody
was
else is going to give Kirik a save because they're all fucked and all.
Yep. There was a moment when you slowed. I was like, okay, so I can't cast a spell. Like, if I cast a spell, it does this. So I was like, oh, but I can just shoot a sunbeam to him and make him fail the saving throw. That was going to be my next turn. It was going to be literally turn to end and just shoot the sunbeam towards him, which probably would have blinded
Would have
you.
been that
which would have-
cartoon moment of just Ander there 1 minute and Ash the next.
Well, look, if I'd have rolled an 11 or higher, it wouldn't have took effect until the next turn. You
No,
wouldn't have to
because
finish because it's not a caster, is it? Oh shit, yeah.
not casting. Yeah.
So
it's just
really,
an action.
I wasted it. I wasted a 3rd level spell.
No, but you didn't know. Like, you didn't know because you just saw
Because I
Kirik.
wasted
Just
the
like,
opportunity to add
you
the
would have
beholder
you
to
would have
it as
stopped
well.
you would have stopped Kirik from healing the beholder, for example, because he wouldn't have been able to cast 2 spells
Yeah.
or take an action and a bonus action. So, yeah, slow was a really good move at that point because Kirik was about next turn. If Kirik hadn't been slowed, Kirik was just going to banish Bothrid.
That was the one that I didn't want to say.
Fucking hell.
Because I literally, as soon as I read that,
Yes.
after it had already, you'd already been uncharmed or despelled or whatever you want to call it, I almost fell about laughing reading that one.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, Bothrid's doing a lot of damage. Well, I'll
Get rid
just
of
take
him.
him out of there, I guess. Which would have taken Sunbeam out because banishing is also concentration. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it would have just spiraled.
But Bothrid
Because
would have just
then-
been there on some other plane going, whoa.
Because Bothrid would have been gone. Yeah, Bothrid
Yeah,
would
but-
have been gone.
Ooh,
Dargon
I
was
was about to
restrained,
knock
so
the
it was literally down to Ander at that point. God.
The thing is, I look to the fact of, well, no, you I think, Matt, you said that, and obviously it happened to me. I got back up because I was hit, fine. And so yeah, anyway, I remember looking and going, oh, lesser restoration. Oh no, it doesn't get rid of, doesn't get
Charm.
rid of it. I'm like, oh no, and then went, oh wait a minute, I better scroll down my soul list. Greater restorations there.
Yeah, it was lucky that the Kirik got close to you as well.
I was gonna
for
say
that.
you got
mean,
close because if you'd stayed nearby, I would have been less than useless. You would have got rid of. Yeah, I mean that was great. The fact that you moved to a position
yeah,
to actually
I
cut across us.
It wasn't on purpose. It was just to get you.
No, I know, I know, because I hadn't even discussed that I was going to do it. I'm not going to. Suddenly you're on the other side. I'm not going to tell you what you're going to do. And vice
Yeah,
versa.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
I have a
Yeah, it was
question.
a lot of
I have a DM question.
Go for it.
Why Why didn't he have lair actions?
Ah,
Oh, you can't say. It's because it's not his lair.
there
basically,
are
the
reasons.
answer.
Basically, that wasn't its lair.
Right. Okay.
I thought you was going to
that-
say, I forgot.
No.
Because that would have been awful.
Yeah.
The lair
Yes, it
action.
would have been.
I mean, it already
Isn't
had
it
legendary actions
Yeah.
as many as us.
3
so-
legendary actions, which
Yeah.
works.
I also
smoothly.
thought he had legendary resistance. So when I hit it with Sunbeam, I was like, well, it's just gonna resist it. But my
So
idea was then to
beholders do
keep.
not have legendary
doing it.
resistance.
So if
They get
that's not
legendary
into
actions, and that's it.
it doesn't matter now, it's just dead. Doesn't matter where his lair is.
There might be others. I don't know.
Yeah, but also, don't they hoard stuff? So,
That's true.
you know,
Oh,
true.
did we just walk away from a massive treasure pile?
And,
Yeah,
would
but
we
like,
know that?
how are we gonna
Would
get
our
there?
characters know that?
Well, yeah, because
That's
Yeah.
the question right there: is how the fuck do you get?
yeah, because presumably it's down or up one of the tunnels that we cannot traverse. So,
Yeah,
No, but that's fly.
that's true.
without the broom that we lost,
Have we actually discussed that on Mod Medical More yet?
no, I don't think we
No.
have.
No, we haven't.
The broom that I can't remember whether it was Zapanir's cave or somewhere where you found you
I
just
think
like,
you
yeah, I'm
said
just gonna stick
Zapanir's
that in my
cave,
bag of
yeah.
holding. I was just like, yeah, okay, then you're gonna stick that in your bag of holding. It was a broom of flying.
So that whole thing
And
that
there
we
you
went
go.
through to get out of Zapanir's cave, we didn't need to because we had a proof of flying with
How many people
us.
can fit on the broom?
Well, not me.
We could have just done. We could have just done pulls up and down.
Yeah, there's ways that you could have done it, and then it also
Just drop
would
the
have
broom.
saved you a lot of hassle elsewhere in other places as well. So
Can we stop dwelling on the fact that I lost loads of cool stuff because what I actually did was gain something cool enough to kill the Eladrin, and that was my wish spell.
You did. You did.
That
Absolutely,
is
100%
the trade-off
correct.
there.
Yeah, it's still really funny though, Danny.
Yeah,
I think it's just because it popped into my head the other day. I was looking through my notes and I was like, oh yeah, shit,
Where did
that was in
go?
the bag of holding, and it's gone.
There has been at least 8 times since I lost them when I thought Fireball would have been useful right now.
You had one left. You had one
I
left,
was
Just say you
surely.
only
Hey,
had
man.
one left.
What, two?
Hey man,
It would have been useful.
one fireball's a fireball's a fireball.
Yeah,
no one
I
else
mean,
can cast
yeah,
it.
well, absolutely. Yeah, no, they are.
I was thinking to myself as well, do I go invisible? Then I was like, as soon as he looks at me or looks for me, I'm just going to appear anyway. And then as soon as I shoot it with an arrow, I'm going to appear. So I was just thinking, if he can't see me, he can't shoot things at me. But that wouldn't have worked for very long. It'd have been a waste of an action, really. And then I was like,
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's-
I was like, I'm just going to tie a random vial to an arrow and shoot it at it and see what happens, and hope it's a bad one.
I was actually
This one's
waiting for
green.
that moment, to be honest.
accidentally punching it with 3D, 3d4 plus 4. Oh no, 4d4 plus 4 high healing. Yeah.
I accidentally used the potion of heroism and shoot him with it. Oh shit!
Jesus.
I was tempted to
No,
use
I've got
that
some
at the start of
some
the fight
fun
as well,
things
my
in that
potion
list
of
for you, mate.
heroism.
Yeah, you'll have to find
Yeah, I'm
out
looking for-
what that lot is.
I'm looking forward to the scrolls. I think we should all we're all casters, so we should all have a look at the scrolls, see if we can read them.
To be fair though, depending on what some of them are, I might have to dish them out to you anyway, Kirit, because I won't be a high enough level to be able to use some of them. If they're if it's a 5th level spell scroll, I can't use it really. Without it being a problem, without making a save.
With a scroll, you can use a check.
But I've just got to do a DC save. I've just got to do a save, whereas you wouldn't have to.
Depending on spell. Yeah. If it's 5th,
unless if it's a wizard spell scroll, you probably might be shafted though, because Well,
Wizard spell
find out
scrolls
later.
probably just you and, depending on the spell, Dargon. Because Warlock and Wizard,
Pretty
Warlock
much
and Wizard,
just guard, yeah.
similar spell.
I thought it was more warlock and clerics were closer, but I could be wrong. I know we don't share much of the same things like
Yes.
control water and stuff. There's things like that and light. We both got that, but I would have been
Yeah,
if
true.
I was still an Eldritch fighter, then wizards all the way, because that is literally the wizard
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, if I was still an arcane trickster, that's the wizard list as well.
Yeah, but no, I think
You
I
are
would
Bard,
be useless
which is
now.
the wizard list, really.
Bard's very similar, yeah.
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 Yeah, no, we should all have a look at that. See if there's anything fun in there.
I'm fucking hoping.
Oh, yeah, but it was
I
awesome.
was really hoping before Dargon was restrained, I was going to get, and I was frightened. I was going to get closer and cast haste on him so he could have another attack, so he could attack a lot of times. But Dargon decided not to participate in the fight. So
Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't be asked. I thought you guys had it. It was all good. I was totally okay just watching. It's absolutely fine.
It's like that scene from Whose Line Is It Anyway, if anybody's watched that, where they're doing the the telemarketing thing, and Colin just turns to Ryan and goes, "I'm kind of tired. You take this."
I think that's pretty much what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think every single, or apart from movement, obviously, every single time, and also I know I was asleep for one of them, but every time I was awake, I tried everything. So it was action, bonus action, and movement if I could.
Oh, my D4 hated you as well.
Yeah.
Man. I absolutely hated Dargon. I've literally gone, right, number them 1 to 4. And, well, that's a 4. Sorry, Dargon, here we go again.
Fine. I'm all good. At least it was me, because also I was taking the hits, and I was still at
gonna say, it's a bag of
60
hit
plus
points,
hit points. Alright, so actually taking that lot, I was like, yeah, fine. The fact that the second one hit me, which is pretty hard, and I was like, finally, I'm under 100. So thank you for aid as well.
Yeah, you
I
shouldn't
literally
have said
didn't
that.
move once in that whole fight. I just stood there in the same place the whole time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Ander literally just stood there. But I mean, you can be like, what, 150 feet away and still fucking shoot people?
Yeah,
What would have Sworn Enemy given you?
wrong bow. I lost that one.
Oh, did you lose a bow?
That was the
That's the oath bow, wasn't it?
the oath bow. I've now just got a Phaliad hunting bow, which just gives me
Ah, balls.
extra 1d4 plus 3 to the attack roll.
Nice. The +3 is awesome.
+3 is really good.
Yeah. Yeah,
So plus 11 to hit on that, which is pretty badass.
very nice.
Because all of the creatures seem to be up near the 20 AC mark now that we fight, so that plus 11 is pretty handy.
I thought that was going to be 19 AC, because I thought I'd just hit on that one. When you say 18?
18 was the AC, just
Ooh.
natural armour.
Yeah.
So
Natural armor of
I
18.
suppose there's scope now for a homebrewed beholder in like plate armour.
It's just got like
Well,
little
it wouldn't-
lethal plate, little eye holes on top of the end of
Magical
his
effects, not
tentacles.
spells, aren't they?
Wouldn't change as AC though, because plate is 18. Or is it plate 18 plus dex? I can't remember. Might be 18 plus dex.
It's 18 plus stuff, isn't it?
Might be, yeah. I can't remember.
I mean, it depends
just-
on the type of armour as well. If
it
it
just-
equips
it
itself
just-
in like dwarven plate armour, that's just ridiculous. So
Yeah, but also
Just pop-
it wouldn't be floating; it'd be grinding across the floor if it was wearing that much plate armor.
So that's where you need an artificer beholder that can make like a mechanical metal legs and stuff, and just walk itself like I'm homebrewing this shit later.
Oh, and the eye stalks are like metal, like Full Metal Alchemist
Yeah.
style. Yeah, that's cool.
Like, I was thinking
That's
Doc
the
Octopus from
stuff of
Spider-Man.
nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, that works too.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
man, yeah.
I think it would be creepier
That was
with
fantastic, though.
like the snarly poppy noise, but then also a squeaky mechanical element to it as well. That'd make it even creepier.
Yeah, oh, it's awful.
I mean, it's got 20 feet of movement, so yeah, if you get that squeaky mechanical movement, just like the as it wheels just slowly round the corner.
On a little tricycle like the Sword doll.
Yeah.
Can it?
We were also lucky that it wasn't higher up in the air, otherwise Dargon wouldn't have been able to do anything. Not
true.
Dargon. Bothrid.
Because I was about to say, thank God Bothrid was also there, because I know Danny was doing some serious damage, and obviously so were you, Kirik, when you were on our side. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, at least Bothrid was there to keep the healing down.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what it is. Because I think he must have been like close to death 3 times.
Oh yeah, and I had a choice of Bothrid could potentially kill it outright, or he could miss and get totally fucked. So we're gonna have to do something to try and protect Bothrid a little bit. So like doing that wild shape, I was like, Bothrid could get fucked over here. I'm gonna wild shape so he's got extra hit points.
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah, because one of the rays was disintegrate, wasn't it? And if that hits you and you're low enough,
So
and it takes you below naught, you
yeah.
fuck
What were
off.
the rays? What were the rays?
There's 10 different rays, so you've got the, and I, as I say, homebrewed the colours because I totally forgot to read up on what the colours were. So the first one, the purple ray, was the charm ray. Then you
Purple's
had
accent.
a
Sorry, Charles.
yellowish ray, which was paralyze. You had a white ray, which was fear. Neon blue was the slowing ray. Then you had green, which was the innovation ray. That's the only one that you take half damage on if you fail.
Ah, one I hit.
Sorry, succeed.
Yeah. Glad I got that
then you
one then when
had
I was asleep.
The golden ones, which was the telekinetic ray.
Oh, yeah.
Light
The one that hit
blue
you.
was sleep.
Yeah.
And then you had the only one that I didn't use actually was a grey ray, which would have been petrification.
Fucking hell. That's Medusa type stuff, isn't it?
That would have
That
been,
literally,
that would
if
have
you
been-
fail that save, you begin to turn to stone,
Yeah.
and you are restrained. And I didn't roll an 8 once.
One of us narrowly saved as well on fear. One of us nearly got fear, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
There
that
was a couple of
lucky, 'cause
narrow
that's the one where You
saves.
have to just keep leaving on your turn, get as far away as you can.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think Dogon's ever going to have as good a go at wisdom saving throws as he did today. That was
Rolling a
ridiculous.
16 and a 17 straight on the dice because it's no modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, like that is incredible. I mean, yeah,
And then
I'm obviously
the
annoyed
guy-
that I missed the strength one as well. That was annoying, but yeah.
And then the guy.
Yeah, so that's then
plus
the.
9.
I mean, the 9th ray was bright
Those
green.
bo-
That was
those twice.
petrification. That was the disintegration ray.
Oof. How much
Does one
damage
of
did
us
that?
Bright
miss
green
out
one.
on that? One of us got. Was it you, Dagon, who got the
Disintegration
I got hit by
10d8 force damage. Bothrid took that full thing, but because of rage, halved it.
Jesus,
And then you've got the
Buffy's
death
a
ray.
Beast, man.
Which I think Dargon took once, maybe.
I remember hitting the chunk like
That was
60
the black
something.
ray. Or I think I think
Yeah.
you dodged it like 6 times. That is 10d10 necrotic damage.
Fucking hell.
Yikes. That's inflict wounds.
So you imagine
at a
max
very-
damage on that.
100 points. Straight off the bat.
That's like an. Yeah, that's like an 8th level inflict wounds, or maybe 9th.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
nice.
crazy.
And of course, each of its legendary actions, basically on a legendary action, it just uses one random eye ray.
Yeah.
So I
So,
totally randomise all of that.
So it was three attacks on his round and then 1 per. So he had 7.
So
Is that right?
3 rays,
Three
3
rays,
random eye rays on its turn. Choosing, I could have aimed at like all 3 rays at one of you,
Yeah.
but I went no, we'll just randomise this, and just rolled on the d4. So yeah, you had both a random ray and a random target, if you like.
Yeah.
So nobody got targeted twice. Never rolled the same number twice. Not
So it
on
was,
the,
yeah, it
the
was
D4
six,
anyway.
6 rays per turn, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
And then you've got
To be
the
fair,
other
I think we
cone,
dodged.
so-
I think we dodged most of it.
Dodged
To be
most of
fair.
it.
Oh, you guys dodged a
Hit
total
really
bullet.
hard when you guys hit. Really hard, so yeah, the fact that I didn't do anything was fine because
I mean,
especially
we were
Amber,
doing
you
Sunbeam, let's be
were
fair.
just constantly taking it. It was good.
We were doing,
Sunbeam
I
was
was
the
doing
one.
over
Oh, yeah,
30
sorry,
a
yeah.
turn, I think, damage at least.
Yeah, and so were you, Samal. You were doing 30 with Sunbeam ish.
Yeah, about,
One was
about
36 or
30-ish,
something. Yeah, so it averaged out to that. So again, just every single time you guys were doing that, fantastic, amazing.
I have to say, when you first said this creature can be considered bloodied, I was actually shocked. So I thought, fucking hell, we've done pretty well here.
Yeah, but
And then-
but that was like 2 or 3 just incredible hits from you two guys. I think it was just 2, wasn't it, from you two?
So I didn't roll its hit points. I just took them out of the source book, 180.
It's like 100.
But it can have
180.
19 d10 plus 76.
Jesus.
Fucking hell, imagine if you'd have rolled good on them.
Fuck it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna roll.
roll it now. Let's see what I've rolled.
I was going to say, roll it now. Just see what it could have had.
19d10.
Plus 76.
19d10.
You're going to crash D&D Beyond with that many d10s.
Yeah.
Turn your volume down.
That's what it comes to.
I'm just double checking what my life transference at 5th
99 on
level
the
would
die.
be.
That would have
175.
been 175 hit
less.
points, so that would
So
have come
about
out
the same.
slightly lower. I mean, bearing in mind 180 is the average
Yeah.
that you would roll based on the bell curve.
Yeah. So you could have done 190, 266. So it would have had,
That's 2 or 3 more rounds, isn't it?
yeah. And those 2 or 3 roll rounds could have killed us off, could have finished us off very easily.
That's
That was
yeah.
that
That's
was
like that's 18 more rays.
Okay, so my second roll of the 19d10 was 113 plus 76, so that would have been, what, 189?
yeah.
Yeah.
So at least an extra round in there.
That would have been enough time for Kirik to do banishment and Bothrid to be dead.
Yeah, I was about to say, plus the healing that you did to it
3
for
times.
Oh, yeah.
30 something. No, more than that, because it was 24 on 1. So
That
It was
eked out
it was a
2 or
cure.
3
It was a
another
cure.
couple of rounds for sure.
It was a cure wounds and 2 healing words.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because you used the staff for cure wounds, didn't you?
Yeah.
I used the staff.
Yeah.
First time the staff has been used as well.
Oh no.
On an enemy.
Wow.
Love it.
And if I had life transference on, which I would have cast at 5th level, I just rolled. I think is it more than that? Yeah, it's an extra one. I would have taken 29 points of damage, and it would have healed 68.
Jesus.
Half its health, and I was
Half its
So I
I
think
was so close.
one of you asked.
I was
Carry
so
on.
close when I was choosing my spells to be like, oh, we might need life transference. But then I was like, oh no, I've got the staff. It's fine. I don't need it.
Oh.
So, yeah, I
So
think one of you
close.
asked me the other day about when we're doing the Malt and Magic or the Forgotten Kingdom of Nile in Battle Royale. I think whenever we do that, the tip is get rid of Kirik first.
Yeah.
we had this discussion, but actually, like Kirik might. I think Kirik stands a good chance, but Bothrid is just a sponge, man.
Yeah.
Bothrid literally.
If we don't team up on Bothrid, he wins. It's as simple as that. And
No,
then it's
what
take
I've
down
got to do-
Kirik.
His wisdom isn't very high, is it, Bothrid, or is it?
He's a druid,
Yeah,
so
but bearing
it's
in mind,
probably
it just depends on
high-ish.
your spell DC, doesn't it? Your spell save.
If he's got a +10, it makes it harder for me to
Well,
win,
obviously.
is what I'm saying. But I was like, I'll just cast suggestion on Bothrid and tell him to go gardening back in Glenswag, and then he'll be fine. he's out
Yeah.
of the thing. Because it's
I
concentration
mean, the thing
for
about
8 hours.
Yeah, the thing about Bothrid is like he's got basically up like close to, if not upwards to 300 hit points plus
Yeah.
rage. So it's about 600 hit points. Like anything that isn't psychic, because he can turn into 2 beasts that have about, let's say, 80 hit points each, plus his health.
The minute
which
the
is,
highest you can get is like 45 hit. Oh no, there's one that's 60, but that requires water.
well, there you go. Like
So if I
45,
turn
that's an
into a
extra
hollow-
Or
8.
3 that require water.
So that's not that's
Oh, no, there is
that's
one that's 60. There is one that's 60.
There you go.
so right. So 120
That's
20 hit points before he becomes back to himself. All right.
Yep.
128 flat. That's
128
current
fat
as well.
again times 2,
That's
so that double
248.
that again.
Because
Yeah.
That's
it's not
240.
just the
That's
opposite
480 points. Like
Yeah.
just like that.
So,
Druid
if
barbarians
anybody
are
is looking for a decent
beasts, man.
character build when they are going into their D&D campaigns, I highly recommend the Barbarian Druid.
Yeah.
A decent tank, yeah. Like barbarian druids are tanks, man. Jesus,
Just insane.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Circle of the Moon Druid, and then I think it's Wild... what is it?
Totem of the Bear, you said,
The
didn't you?
Totem Barbarian?
Path of the Totem, yeah.
Path of the Totem, yeah.
Is that,
Yeah, he's
Path
lit.
of the Totem Warrior.
the bear thing that gives you like no damage to anything?
Resistance
So
to
you just sit there
everything.
going,
Resistance
While
to everything but
raging,
psychic.
He has resistance to all damage except psychic damage.
Crazy.
Why psychic? That's a weird
So
one.
like if you psychic, so you as a bard can actually do a lot of spells that cause psychic damage. It's one of the
but
bard's
what I
abilities is
don't
doing
get is
psychic
why
damage.
is it only psychic damage that it doesn't work with? Because you would have thought.
I'm surprised it's not like
take a hammer in.
Yeah,
But Dargon as a bear is vulnerable to fire. Why isn't a totem bear? Do you know what I mean?
that's why I was thinking that it's interesting
It's
that it's
totem spirit. I
not
think
like
it's
radiant
affecting
and
your brain.
necrotic. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I suppose if it is just purely body, but if it was like those magical
Yeah,
ones,
it's
radiant,
about the
necrotic,
body,
and
isn't it?
psychic, I can
So-
understand. I could understand if it was those three, and then fire, ice, acid, all of that. It's like you know. So
But that's what I mean.
Well,
If you think about all those other damage types, they all affect you in the body rather
Yeah.
than psychic
Yeah.
is the only one that affects your mind specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of things that like deliver psychic damage. Yeah, I mean if we ever go against a fucking mind flayer, Bothrid's fucked. Like, it's just that's gonna be fun. Intellect Devourer. That's gonna be.
Let's get the
So I
illithids
need more
out.
psychic spells for the inevitable Bothrid turning on us because
Yeah, synaptic
Something like that.
static, everything. Just pack
I've
everything.
only got dissonant. Whisper. I need another one. Oh, and vicious
Actually-
mockery actually.
That's just idiot's laughter.
Gonna save.
I want something though that isn't. Obviously, I don't plan on attacking Bothrid anytime soon. But a lot of my spells are all humanoid or a creature that can understand you. So I need one that's. I need to get high enough so I can get my universal tongue or whatever it's fucking called.
Can you take
Universal tongue. If there's anything Ander does not need, it's a universal tongue.
Can you take Tasha's Mind Whip? Because that's a fun one. Tasha's Mind
Tasha's
Whip.
mind whip.
Yeah, you can't.
Is it an
it's
additional bard spell?
it's an Eldritch Knight, Arcane Trickster, Sorcerer, and Wizard. So none of us can take that.
Depends
It's-
if it's in the extended spell list, doesn't it?
Oh, that's true.
That's
true.
I can get tongues. That'd be good. Major image. I can
Major
use,
image is a good one.
Old Ben. I've got Tiny Hut and Learmon's Tiny Hut. I can use old Ben's trick.
You can do Old Ben's trick. Yeah. But yeah, Tasha's Mind Whip.
Former hut and set it on fire.
Tasha's Mind Whip is
I-
basically a slow that does damage. So it deals 3d6 psychic damage. The creature can't take a reaction. And then on its turn, must choose whether to move, action, or bonus action. It can only do one of the three. And then on a save, it takes half damage and doesn't go any effects.
So I chose slow as my third level spell, but I can have fear, clairvoyance, bestow curse. I can have dispel magic as well, actually. Intellect fortress.
remember
that
when
sounds
you
fun.
gain a level,
Intellect
you can swap
Fortress is a
out one
good
spell.
one.
Intellect Fortress is awesome.
That you put that on Bothrid,
And he's resistance to everything.
Against the mind flare.
resistance or immunity to everything.
Just done. Bothrid just walks in for me.
No, I think slow is like.
Gu-
slow
Guys,
is
have you not
really
realised
good.
that actually Bothrid is the big bad of this campaign? Because we're fucked.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I think between the three of you, you're just going to escalate him to fucking god status the way you're going.
Well, that's just D&D. That's just D&D characters.
I mean, to be honest, if you
Literally
make me a
just
good
gonna
enough
become a
breakfast,
god.
I'll support you to the end. So what we do- as long as he feeds me food, I'll support him. Actually, hypnotic
I've also
pattern,
just
I
seen
want-
the background that you've got in your character
Hypnotic.
sheet, Danny.
It's the evil fairy queen, isn't it?
Well, it's not the evil fairy, it's the Queen of Air and Darkness, so I am in love with that, because you've also got a red cap in the bottom right-hand corner of the image. There's me in the
I thought
Feywild
it
again,
through,
so
mate. I thought it through. I don't know what I'm
absolutely
doing.
love it.
So
Good stuff. Anyway, we were talking about
hyp-
hideous
I
or
want-
something,
I
hypnotic
want
gaze.
hypnotic pattern because then I can charm pretty much everyone.
That was good.
Hypnotic pattern is like battle ending if it hits, because it's just like a group of enemies just get charmed and can't do anything. They're just like their mouth wide
again,
open.
It's a wisdom save, so I really need to.
You need to up your wisdom score.
You top your
No,
sorry.
charisma.
Sorry, charisma.
score.
No, you need to punch up your charisma.
What's your charisma at?
It's +3 at the minute.
It was better.
Oh yeah, but I lost that.
When do you get your next ability score increase?
Annoyingly, my ability score increase is next level rogue for level 8. So I won't get it for if I go level 6 bard, but then if I level up in rogue, I can't then change my 3rd level spell slot to hypnotic patting because I didn't level up in bard.
So you're looking at not being able to get hypnotic pattern until 2 levels time.
2 levels, basically.
Yeah. I do need a better
It's probably
save. I
better
need to
because
do
that would have pumped up your save
Yeah,
before you get the chance to use that spell.
bumping up your save
That's
is
true.
probably pretty good
That's
now.
true.
Bit of a priority there.
What would it take it to? So if I got a +4, would it just take it to 16?
Just increases by 1, whatever it is now. Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
16 because mine's 17. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yours would be 16.
16
is
is
pretty good.
not a bad number.
16 is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Sacred Flame Dexterity save of 13. It's completely pointless.
Yeah,
It's-
so charisma's quite down,
it's-
but
you know, because I already get it as part of being a warlock. It's there. I haven't picked that one because I wouldn't. Just
But
Yeah, you
again,
just have
you're
to
getting
hit
to the point
spells.
now. Do I level up in Warlock, or do I just keep leveling
no,
up?
I think I was having the conversation with Samal when I was down. I was like, no, I'm just sticking with Warlock as is and just going with Fighter now. I've read all the stuff I can get, and I'm like, oh my god, it's amazing. Because it's changed from Eldritch Fighter, it's given me so much more. But when I was back as that subclass, it was really like not giving me much as it expanded. Whereas now, just going for it. It's really good. So I've
Is
got
there
those
nothing in the
warlock
Warlock
things.
that
I
you
think
want,
it's
though?
cool. I think that's good. It's worked well, and then it's just like, right, I'm just going to be increasing Fighter.
Better not
Is there
piss off your
nothing later
patron,
on in
really. I
Warlock
guess.
that you want?
Anything of my warlock stuff I do want, you mean?
Yeah, that you need to level up for.
No, not really.
I think you'd have to go high level.
Yeah, you have to go quite high. Basically, I've got a bit of warlock, and now I wouldn't get anything until like 8th level that I'd find really handy. You know.
yeah.
I'm just
Here's
guessing
a
there,
question
but
then. Hard-hitting journalism now. Do you regret multi-classing?
I'd love to know where I was in Fighter now and what that would be, but because I don't know whether that would feel really limiting, just as or you know, like I know I missed, but I still had the chance to do something then, of
I'm
do
also
a
going to
spell.
point out, as part of the story, that had you not chosen to multi-class, you would have fallen into a pit of lava
and
been dead.
died. Yeah, so yeah,
Oh, yeah, there'd be no Timiel's Wrath and all that. And Timiel
exactly,
and
there'd be
all
no
that sort of
Timur's
stuff.
Wrath, there'd be nothing like that. So no, it has worked really well. So taking that out off to one side, I don't know whether I would be, because yes, later on I would get, I think I get another action surge, but again, I don't know when I get that. I might get it. I might still have a chance to get it. I don't know. I think what I've done is good. I think it's worked well. Especially the fact that it's given me dark vision. So actually, yes, I'm glad I've got it. Find Familiar I've kept.
And your rebuke stuff.
That's just from my shield, actually, which I haven't used in a while. But
That's
Detect
good.
Magic.
Shield.
Detect Magic
I mean,
at the
I think
moment, just
you'll
as an
what?
RP sort of thing, is just so helpful just to be able to just ping it.
Say
Spreading out
Celestial
all
Warlock,
those
the two big
spells.
things are... I think the two big things are Radiant Soul and I forget the one that allows you to spring back from death, basically.
Nice.
Something Vengeance. Is it Searing Vengeance, I think it's called?
Yeah, so...
That literally, if the first time you make a death saving throw, you just spring back up to your feet.
Nice.
With light. In fact, let's search for this.
So, I mean, that could be one thing that actually maybe I could have improved my Warlock choices. I just took it as I wanted to keep Find Familiar, so I picked the one that would allow me to do that because I knew that I was getting rid of it in Fighter. Again, it could be that I could have made a better decision there, but it doesn't matter because each character's different. Each character's, unique, and it is good fun, as old Ben said, as Paul said. It is interesting and fun to actually think about a character having flaws. and using them. So it's not they are literally just the best. It's actually that type of thing of, and I've thought about it with other characters in the future, like, what would I do with it? Giving them that flaw of, maybe they want to be, they are a close-up fighter style, but they're actually afraid to get near people. And how does that work?
It's the flaws that make for interesting RP.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anybody can build like the ultimate build of a character. But if you want to really make an interesting character from a role-playing perspective, introduce some flaws.
Yeah. I think we're good at that. So, for example, Anders scared of spiders, that's come a cropper.
Yeah.
The fact that he acts on impulse and will heed advice to do something he thinks is going to be worth it or fun, he'll just do it like and his overconfidence in his own abilities, even though he might roll good, he'll be like, I've got this. Oh shit, I can't open the door. Oh no, it's a trap. So he doesn't look for things he knows he should because he's over arrogant, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that actually I think is great. The fact that it's not what you consider a perfect build, but great. It's good. It works because of that.
And Dargon's heroism is actually his own flaw, because he'll just go charge and then fucking hell, I'm paralysed. Oh, I'm asleep. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. I could have. Here's another thing, right? I could now go. Do you know what? Maybe I should go to the next, town or village and buy a bunch of javelins, and then I could actually, do some range stuff, because it doesn't matter. I would, if they're simple weapons, I'd be okay to use them, right?
Buy a harpoon gun and use it as a crossbow.
Yeah, I mean, I could get other stuff that means that okay, I'm going to stay ranged, but I'm not going to, because otherwise it's that I can always hit. And actually, the fact that I was too far away and couldn't do anything was quite fun. It made me think also, what the fuck am I going to do? So.
Well, rogues are always meant to be like ranged anyway, like throwing daggers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the fact that you've
unless you're
got
like
archery with a
swashbuckler.
rogue is just...
Yeah, unless you're the assassin style. So.
What about if you're like a soul knife or something? You probably would be a bit more up close.
I like swashbuckler as well.
Stabby.
There are fighter styles and fighters, classes or subclasses that work well as ranged as well.
Arcane Archer is the best one.
Yeah. So there's plenty there that can be, and there again, that's why I don't want to mix that up too much. You've got the distance thing. I stand next to them with Bothrid and we hit them. Works.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle.
Just spins around a lot with a fucking double-bladed thing, just chop into shit. It's like a whirly dervish, basically. Has anybody played the original Guild Wars?
No, I played the Guild.
We did, Dave.
Well, was it Guild Wars 1 or 2?
One.
I thought it was the second one.
It was Guild Wars 1.
I'll tell you what I miss playing when we used to play Gears of War.
The chainsaw.
Yeah, but wait, Halo Infinite's coming out soon.
Yeah.
We're all going to be on that. Battlefield 2042, we're all going to be on that.
It's going to be a right tangent now. I miss actually playing co-op games in the same room as somebody.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking happen anymore.
We'll get
Split screen co-op.
There's no split screen Tekken anymore. There's none of that bollocks now, is it?
But at some point, we will all be in the same room playing D&D, fully co-op.
Yes. Yes, we will.
That's true.
And that's when we'll do the cosplay, is it?
Well, if we've hit 100 followers, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the challenge is on you, viewers.
Get us to 100 followers, we'll do it. I've probably got to find.
Yeah, we don't need to be.
Gonna have to.
I was going to say we don't really need to see.
I'm gonna have to dye my
just a
hair
black cloak for you.
purple.
Yeah.
I'm going to have
I'll
to find a
put that
bear
dress
cloak
on.
and tusks.
I need those as well.
Or am I going to have to swap costumes every time I do a different NPC? No, we're not putting that out there.
Absolutely. No, you just choose an NPC.
Or maybe I'll just choose my favourite one and dress up as them.
Yeah.
Just come as fresh.
You guys need to go back to see me, don't you?
He's my favourite character.
No, that's so far away from what we need to be right now.
Yeah. the one Matt's put the least thought into is my favourite character.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
Always like
It's
that.
always the ones that you think up on the spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
dear.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Right then. Let's press some buttons
Let's
and
fuck off.
yeah, let's get some sleep. Busy few weeks for some of us. So, righty ho. Thank you ever so much for tuning in to Malt, Magic and More on this lovely Wednesday evening. If you haven't already watched our main campaign one on Monday, you'll be able to find that on YouTube. So we stream every Monday night onto Twitch. So we'd love to see you there. Give us a follow. And if you don't get a chance to see that, it'll be then available on the Friday of that week. Malt, Magic and More, what you're watching now, is streaming on Wednesday nights on Twitch, and Sunday it is out, the VOD or whatever they call it. Yeah, lovely to see you on Twitch. Give us a like and subscribe if you can on YouTube, and we will see you next week.